G'day, it's Jamie and welcome to Where's My Yowie. Today I'm reading an old newspaper report about a Yowie sighting at Guns Plains in Tasmania in 1902, so we'll get into it. This was published in Sydney's The World's News on Saturday the 13th of October 1906, titled A Tasmania Mystery. The Wild Man of Guns Plains by Kaban. It was in the spring of 1902 that two men who were hunting on Guns Plains, an open, well-grassed area in northern Tasmania, came suddenly upon an astonishing sight. The spectacle of an unkempt savage, naked, except for the scanty covering afforded by a fragment of wallaby skin, seated on a log and engaged in devouring the raw carcass of one of those animals. If the hunters were surprised, the wild man was terrified. As soon as he set eyes on them, he sprang up and, giving vent to a frantic yell, disappeared in the dense scrub which here bordered the plain, leaving them to wonder whether they had not been the victims of some strange optical illusion. Although no one seems to have such a favourable opportunity for observing this strange creature, the tracks made by his enormous feet in the snows of succeeding winters have since given abundant evidence of his reality, and it was only a few months ago that, driven by hunger, he visited the farm of Mr. George Atkin at West Pine and carried off a line pig. The particulars available from the description given of this remarkable being by those who so unexpectedly encountered him make it appear that he was tall and powerfully built, having his body thickly covered with hair and being apparently about 40 years of age. His feet, as mentioned, were of extraordinary size, and he was otherwise abnormally developed. Nothing at all is known of the previous history of this unfortunate, whose existence may easily have passed unsuspected for many years in the depths of the Australian bush. Even since his presence has become known, all attempts at discovering his hiding place have proved unsuccessful, although his tracks have been followed for miles. He is described as being of a very dark complexion, but it does not seem to be suggested that he is a belated relic of the long-extinct Tasmanian native. It may rather be imagined that some hapless child lost in the bush many years ago has in some unaccountable way survived the perils of exposure to grow up amongst the wilds in the state of primitive barbarism. The end. Well, that's a pretty amazing story. This is the first finding I've done for Tasmania, which is really cool. And even though they're saying that they thought it was a man at first, and they saying he had a scanty covering of a fragment of a wallaby skin, but then they're saying he's like covered in hair, and they were saying he's tall and powerfully built, and his feet were of extraordinary size, and they followed his tracks in the snow for miles, and he has a very dark complexion. And they also said that he carried off one farmer's pig, which just goes to show how strong they must have been. This is definitely a Yowie sighting and not a man. Okay, that's it from me. I'll get back to you all next time. Bye.